Hi, I'm Crazy Bunny Lady and today it's about you getting your first rabbit. So let's go down the checklist. Firstly, your rabbit's going to need a home. There are two main types of homes to choose from. First one is indoor cages. I personally prefer them, I think they're a lot better. Or outdoor cages. I wouldn't recommend putting your rabbits outside, even though it's traditional. We found out that they live a lot longer living indoors. Up you go, Nate. If you're definitely going to be putting your rabbit outdoors, there are a couple of rules I would like you to stick with. One of them is to make sure they have lots of space to run around and get lots of exercise, because exercise is really important for rabbits. The other thing is, with outdoor cages you need a lot of straw, and you need to put the straw in their hidey holes. All outdoor rabbit cages have hidey holes. You'll know what I mean when you see one. Remember, outdoor cages made out of wood. Rabbits do eat wood, so just make sure that they're not gnawing through all the wood. Keep an eye on it. They might need replacing once every 2 years. Outdoor rabbits cannot be kept outside in winter. They will need bringing in. It's very important. You cannot leave your rabbits outside, otherwise you will have very poorly animals. If you go with an indoor cage, that's great. I think the largest one is 120 by something. That normally can only fit about 2 full-grown rabbits in. If you're going to have more rabbits than 2, you could do something like I've done. I've got my own custom cage. I've got my own dog crate that's meant to be for Great Danes and German Shepherds, and I've customized it to have multiple shelves and areas and a little box. So now you have the cage sorted, you need to think about bedding. There is a difference between hay and straw. Hay is what rabbits eat. It's the main part of their diet. Straw, especially for outdoor rabbits, is important. It's what they sleep on and it's what they use to keep warm. Outdoor rabbits need a large amount of bedding. Now I'm going to show you my indoor cage to help you get an idea of how you should set up your cage. This is my little cage, well, big cage, it's huge. To start with, this is my food bowl. As you can see, I use a giant dog bowl, hilariously. They have their toys. Focuses. So a couple of toys. There's Zelda, who's hiding from me in the back. And Newton giving her kisses. And then they have their little shelf up here. And they have their litter box. In the litter box, we have Einstein and Ezio. So yeah, that's a very quick tour of my cage. As you can see, it's just huge. The only last thing about bedding is sawdust and paper pellets. Personally, I use sawdust, it's a lot cheaper. If you've got 1-2 rabbits, paper pellets is fine. With sawdust, it needs changing once every couple of days. I change my sawdust every day because I have 5 rabbits. Now you have your cage sorted, your bedding sorted. The next thing to think about is what they eat. Rabbits have 3 main elements to their diet. The first one is hay. As I said before, hay is super important to any rabbit's diet. So I personally think it's more like 80% of their diet. Make sure they have constant supply of hay. I like to put the hay in their litter box because they like pooping and peeing while they eat because they're crazy animals. Or you can get a separate stand so the hay is kept out of any excrements. The other important thing to a rabbit's diet is their pellets. I prefer pellets. A lot of people will go against me on this. Newton particularly is a great example of why I use pellets. Newton didn't eat the seeds out of his muesli, which actually gave him a really bad stomach and he bloated because he wasn't getting all the right nutrients. Since changing them over to pellets, I've not had any issues like that because they get all the right nutrients they need and it stops selective eating. So yeah, we have healthy bunnies now. The last thing for the diet is fresh fruit and vegetables. They need lots of greens. I absolutely adore giving my rabbits strawberries. They're adorable while eating them. I will have to post a video of it. You'll enjoy giving them fresh fruit. If, let's say, you're making a roast dinner, put your broccoli in there. I will post a list of fruit and vegetables you can give your rabbit in the description below, along with the checklist that you can take to the shop to make sure you get all the right stuff you need. So the next thing is the water bowls. These are really important. This one is a glass one. It's a lot easier to wash. Has a tiny little carrot in. If you can't see, it's probably blurry. To show you when your water's low, I prefer these ones. They're a lot more expensive. And then you have the cheaper bottles that are £1 to £3. I don't know what that is in dollars. These need replacing every 6 months. I wouldn't recommend using these outdoors. These ones are much better for outdoors. They're both fine. Now you have a home. And he's gone. Now your bunny has a home, food, water. The next thing is toys. Rabbits adore toys. They are intelligent creatures. They need lots of entertainment. Some of the toys you should consider getting your rabbit are anything wooden. They love gnawing because their teeth are constantly growing. If they gnaw a lot, they keep their teeth down. You can get seed sticks for your rabbits. How many of us have loose toilet roll tubes in our bathrooms? Those are what your bunny absolutely loves eating. They play with them, they get their little noses stuck in them. I recommend once you finish one of your loo rolls, put it in the cage. And also those Amazon packages you get. Amazon wastes a lot of cardboard and a lot of paper, so put it in the cage and your rabbits will be having a hell of a time. So if you're using Amazon boxes as chewable cardboard, make sure you take off any sticky labels because you don't want to give them ink poisoning. One of the last toys I would consider is balls. Balls make lots of bell noises. They absolutely love throwing them around. Bell balls are great toys. You can get them in very common shops such as Wilkinson's. A funny thing I use for my cages, I use parrot toys. I know what's safe for my rabbit. I might put a list up for you guys, but like a lot of other animal toys are actually really fun for rabbits. If you're bored of the same old toys, then go to a different section, see what other toys there are for other animals. You have a cage, bedding, food, water and toys. So what's that last thing you're missing? Oh, your rabbit. So congratulations, you've got everything you need now. It's time to go out and get your rabbit. I would highly recommend going to your local animal shelter for your pet stores and adopting a rabbit. I've adopted a couple of mine. Remember not to mix your rabbits' genders. Do not put a male and female together at a young age, otherwise you'll end up with a whole set of new bunnies. If you're getting a male, make sure you get them neutered after 6 months. Try and get your female sprayed after 4 months. I hope you enjoyed my videos. My videos come out every Tuesday. Next week I am moving, so I will be doing a video on how to look after your rabbits and make sure they are moved safely from different places and how to introduce them to your new home. Remember to hit that like button, comment and subscribe.